So, good day. We are the Group I of BSIT2A, and we're about to discuss the round robin scheduling algorithm in C programming. So, for this one, the group members are Joey Miral, the leader, James Medalla, and John Benedict Leo. So, for this video, we're about to discuss the test data of different figures discussed by each of the members. So for the objective will be reported by James Medalla.
So the group's main objective of the round robin algorithm is achieve balance between response and utilization. The scheduling mechanism should keep resources of system busy. The next is be predictable. By minimizing statistical variance in process response time, a system can guarantee that processes will receive predictable service levels. And lastly, execute the process in C programming. Manipulate the computation of each processes and print the completion of each processes through Gantt chart. Every process can accomplish its goals once they completed the first time and given time quantum followed by the other process will be also executed. If a process has still a burst time left, it will continue the execution less than or equal to the given time quantum.
So for the scope and delimitation, next. So for the scope and delimitation, the execution of this program, round robin in C programming, have its minimum and maximum given amount of processes to be executed. So the first one is the process execution, which has a minimum of 3 processes and a maximum of 10 processes. So the next one is the burst time with the minimum process of 1 and a maximum of 10. The arrival time also with a greater than or minimum or of greater than or equal to 0 and a maximum time of 10. So on the other hand, the completion time, turnaround time, and waiting time will be computed based from the input of user. So the table next. So the table chart will print the process accordingly. The program will also print the Gantt chart for each process executed after the table chart. So the program will be tested through test cases in different figures, and each of them have different numbers of processes. So that will be discussed by our group members. So for the result and discussion of the figure one, this will be discussed by James Medalla.
So the figure 1 is the number of processes number is 4. So I entered the number of processes 4. Enter the process number 1, arrival time is 0, burst time 5. Process number 2, arrival time 1, burst time 3. Process number 3, arrival time 2, burst time 8. Process number 4, arrival time 3, burst time 6, and quantum time 3. And the Gantt chart is, wait, asan na yun? Di nag-next. Ayan. For the 4 processes, the quantum time of each processes will to be executed is 3. So sa P1, ang arrival time is 0, burst time 5. 3 lang yung quantum time, bali yung dalawa may execute siya bali yung 2 may execute siya after may execute ng ibang process ID. Sa P2, arrival time 1, nag-execute siya ng 1. After ma-execute ng P1, P2 sunod, tapos execute siya ng 3. Walang matitira, remaining time kasi same sila ng quantum time. Yan. So sa P3 naman, arrival time 2 and burst time 8. Mag-execute siya ng 6 to 9 tapos may remaining na 5. Yung 5 na remaining time, may execute siya after may execute lahat ng processes. Bali after pa ng 4 tapos babalik sa 1 sa mga remaining time. Yun. Tapos sa P4, arrival time na 3, tapos burst time na 6. Tapos nag-execute siya ng 9 to 12, may remaining time na 3. Then balik ulit sa may mga remaining time. At P1, may natirang dalawa, so yun, sunod niyang execute. Bali 2, 12 to 14. Sa P2 naman, di na mag-execute kasi 3 lang yung burst time niya. Bali walang remaining. Then proceed tayo sa P3. Di ba may remaining time na 5? Mag-execute pa rin siya ng 3. Bali may dalawang remaining time pa. Then continue let after na ma-execute ng ibang processes. P4 may remaining pa na 3. So mag-execute pa siya ng 3, then 0 remaining time. And next na tayo kay process 3 kasi may natira pa siyang dalawa. Kaya nag-execute pa siya ng dalawa, kaya natapos ang execution ng 22. Bali 22 completion time sa process 3. Yan. And para makuha sa Excel na ba, Joey? Sige, sa Excel. Yan, ito yung Gantt chart. Arrival time. Tapos ito yung completion time nila sa Gantt chart. Then, to get the turnaround time, i-minus lang natin yung arrival time tsaka completion time. Bali, sa process 1, 0 ang arrival time minus completion time na 14, then 14. Sa process 2, 1 ang arrival time, then completion time is 6 minus 5 equals 5. Sa process 3, 2 ang arrival time minus completion time na 22 equals 20. Sa process 4, 3 ang arrival time, then ang completion time is 20. Get the difference, and the answer is 17. Ay, sorry. Ulitin ko. So, ito. To get the turnaround time, get the difference between arrival time and completion time. Sa process 1, 0 ang arrival time niya. The difference between arrival time of process 1 and completion time is 14. 0 lang naman yung arrival time. Then next sa process 2. Arrival time is 1 minus completion time of 6 equals 5. Process 3, arrival time of 2 minus completion time of 22 equals 20. Process 4, arrival time of 3 minus completion time of 20 equals 17. Then, next tayo sa waiting time. To get the waiting time, the formula is burst time minus turnaround time. Yan. Ay, turnaround time minus burst time. So, turnaround time minus burst time equals 9. Yan sa process 1. Then sa process 2, 5 yung turnaround time, tas 3 yung burst time. Get the difference equals 2. Process 3, 20 ang turnaround time, and burst time is 8. Get the difference equals 12. Turnaround time ng 17 sa process 4 and burst time ng 6. Get the difference equals 11. To get the average is pag-add natin silang lahat. To get the average ng turnaround time, pag-add natin lahat, then divide the number of processes. So, the total of processes ng turnaround time is 56. Yan. 14 plus 5 plus 20 plus 27 equals 56. Then, divided by 4 equals 14 ms. Yan. Then, sa average waiting time, ganun din. Add natin, then divide the number of processes. 9 plus 2 plus 12 plus 11 equals 34 divided by 4 equals 8.5 milliseconds. Then, tayo sa figure. Wait. For the table of execution, the completion time are executed based from the last execution of burst time in each process, minus the arrival time, so the result will be the turnaround time. The waiting time is the result between the difference of turnaround time. The average of turnaround time and waiting time are executed by dividing it to the number of process. And let's proceed to the figure number 2 that will be discussed by Mr. Deo.
So in figure 2, the number of processes is 4. To enter number of process 4, enter the process now. So the process number is 1. The enter the arrival time 0, burst time 8. So and process number 2, arrival time 1, burst time 5. Process number 3, arrival 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 time 2, burst time 10. Process number 4, arrival time 3, burst time 9. And the quantum time is 6. So the first one is P1. Because yung arrival, siya yung pinakauna, arrival time 0. And second is, arrival time 0 and burst time with 8. And yung quantum time natin is 6. So 8 minus 6 is 2. May tira pa siyang remaining time na 2. Then proceed sa P2. Arrival time is 1. Sunod siya ng P1. And burst time of 5. So, hindi siya pwede. So, add lang yung 5 sa 6, magiging 11. Then, proceed sa process number 3, process ID 3. Arrival time of 2 and burst time of 10. So, 6, execute lang sa 10. Magiging, may remaining time of 4. And 11 plus 6 is 17. So, sunod, process IDs 4, arrival time 3, and burst time 9. So, 6 ang quantum time. Execute lang sa 9. May matitirang remaining time na 3. So, may magiging 23. Then, balik na ulit sa may mga tira pang remaining time. So, sa 22 tayo, P1, may tira pa siyang 2. Execute lang yon. Then, magiging completion time niya is 25 na. So, and sa P2, tapos na kanina pa, sa completion time, 11. And process 3, dyan na tayo next. Process 3. May tira pa siyang 4. So, quantum time natin is 6. So, may tira pang, sakto lang. Ay, tama na. So, add na doon. Sunod na. Ang completion time niya is 29 na. And process ID 4, may tira pang 3. So, execute lang yon sa 6 dahil sa quantum time. So, 32. So, ang completion time niya is 32. And para makuha natin ang turnaround time, subtract lang natin ang arrival time and completion time. So 0 minus 25 is 25, 1 minus 11 is 10, 2 minus 29 is 27, and 3 minus 32 is 29. So, and sa waiting time, para makuha ang waiting time is burst time minus turnaround time. So, 8 8 minus 25 is equal to 17. 5 minus 10 is 5. 10 minus 10, 27 is 17. And 9 minus 29 is 20. So, to get the average TAT or turnaround time is divide the total of TAT, which is 27, 10, 27, 29. Then, i-divide lang siya sa process ID, which is 4. Then, ang makukuha mo sagot is 22.75 ms or millisecond. And sa waiting time naman, add lang din ang apat na yan. Then, divide sa apat na process ID. Then, makukuha mo na ang sagot na 14.75 ms or millisecond. So, for the result, the completion of the process in 32 in P4 following the quantum period of every process is equal to 6. So, ayan. TAT is equal to 91 ms millisecond and waiting time is 59 millisecond. Average TAT is 22.75 ms or millisecond, and average waiting time 14.75 ms or millisecond.